This video is for the split level house, basement interior, right wall. Now, this first picture is just kind of basically orientate, where it's located. Please keep in mind this back right corner is where we're going to start. If I scroll down here, it gives you some more information, as well as here. Now here is the big one here. We're going to start 1 foot 4 inches from the edge here, and 1 foot 7.5 from the edge here. Now, the reason we're not starting from 1 foot 4.5 from this edge is because the wall that goes along here fits in behind here. So if you were to take 1 foot 4.5, or no, 1 foot 7.5, subtract 1 foot 4, you'd end up with 3.5 inches, which is the exact width of our walls. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you make that mistake will cascade in terms of other locations for other important parts of the basement walls. Okay, so first things first, we're going to go over to our SketchUp. I've already got the lumber pile imported, so let's just go over here, and I'm going to 1 foot 4 inch over. Let's see, I'm not sure what these marks here are left over from, but just to keep distraction away, let's get rid of that stuff. So let's go over here, 1 foot 4 inch, 1 foot 4 inch this way, and then we're going to go 1 foot 7.5. We could use the pencil. Okay. 1 foot 7.5, like so. And let's go over here. And we've now got an intersection point, and that's going to be where we start. Okay. Now, just to give you an idea what's what, let's bring in our foundation walls. Okay, so our foundation walls are right here, and that means the outside of that board is going to start at that intersection point. So as you can tell, our wall over here is here, and that leaves plenty of room for our boards to fit inside there. Okay. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, first things first, let's look at some lengths. Okay, let's go over and look at our lengths for our boards. Okay, so our first board is going to be 20 foot 6.5 inches. Okay, let's take care of that. Let's grab our longest 2x4. And let's borrow one from the pile. Bring it over here. Let's see. We're just going to rotate that. Okay. Reminder, we're going to use this corner and drop it off right there. Okay, let's first make this unique before we get too far. Remind ourselves this is going to be 20 feet 6.5 inches. Okay. So right now this is a 16-foot board. There's different ways you can edit this. So right here is 16 feet. So if I go 20, subtract 16, I've got 4 inches left. And then that would be 4 foot 6.5 inches. So for this particular one, I'm going to go kind of mathematical. And I'm going to go at a component. I'm going to go push, pull, push, 4 foot 6.5 inches. Okay. Let's see if everything's copacetic. Let's go from here to here. And that's 20 feet 6.5 inches, just as it says there. Okay. Now, before we get too far, check twice, do once. Let's bring in our foundation, just to say, make sure there's no overlap. Like right here, you don't want this going into the wall. If you want to go over here, even check here to here, touch that. It's not going to last. Let's see, let's go here. So if we go from here to there, bottom right, it says 3.5 inches. Okay. So we know we're in the good. Everything's good there. Okay. Let's turn off that foundation. I just want to emphasize making sure that this starts in the right spot. Only because if you don't, like I said before, other locations are going to get compromised, and I would hate to see anybody lose marks basically on a continual basis because of one other mistake. So, okay, so we're going to look at our wall boards. So the wall board that fits inside the wall is 8 feet 9.5 inches. Now our overall wall height is going to be 9 feet 1/2 inch. Okay. So let's grab a board. So it's going to be 8 foot 9.5 inches. So you can either grab a short board, make it longer, or you can grab a long board and make it shorter. That is entirely up to you. I'm going to go with short, make it longer for this particular demonstration. Okay, let's bring it over here. And let's stand it up. Make sure it's 90. Look, bottom right says so. And then let's spin this around 90. Okay. There we go, 90. Okay, let's drop this off at the beginning. And there we go. Now, according to our print, our instructions, that's 1 foot 4 inches, and that's going to continue all along this wall up until, I guess, what you would call the oddball spacing at the very end. According to this, it's 5. Let's see if that pans out for us. So let's make some copies. So we're going to go holding control down, hold control, left click, let go of control, not left clicking. We're going to go 16 inches, enter. Then I'm going to go X, let's go 22, enter. So I've copied 22 boards spaced at 16 inches. And let's see, obviously I've overestimated that. That's okay. Let's double check if we've got our from beginning to beginning. Let's see if we've got the same. I'll just use our dimension for now. And we do. Wonderful. Okay. Now we've got to have a 3.5 inch space between these walls. The reason is, in a later assignment, we're going to have a wall going this way, perpendicular, and it fits in between. So let's create our layout. You can use a pencil. You could use the tape measure. It's up to you. So we're going to go 3.5, which is 3.5 in decimal form. Go over to our line. Okay. Before I get too far, let's make this unique, or else the previous two boards are going to get changed as well, and that's something we don't want to have happen. So let's put this over here, And I was going to keep it, but I'm going to get rid of this one. So let's erase. Let's look at our instructions. Okay, so this board here is going to be 23 feet, 7 inches long. Okay. 23 feet, 7 inches long. Okay, then let's use our tape measure for this one. We're going to go 23.7. Feet, 7 inches. There's our mark. Okay, let's click on this reminder, make sure it's unique. It is. Let's zoom in. Now we made that outside the active, but it should still allow us to click on it, guide point outside active. There we are. Perfect. Okay. Let's copy our wallboards over. Okay. Let's copy this over. We'll go 16 inches. And we'll go X 22 once again. Let's see how that pans out for me. Okay. And I have yet to put my top boards on because I have not edited my wallboard heights. So these are all the same component copied all the way down. So as I previously said, now you can do this at the beginning, it's up to you. So let's just double check. This is going to be an 8-footer to the top. It is, okay. Now reminder, the wallboard is going to be 8 foot 9.5 inches. So let's just add 9.5 inches onto this board. And let's go here. We're going to edit that component. We are not making it unique. Okay, once again, see? So 9.5 inches. Okay. Now they all got that change all the way down the wall. Once again, you can do this at the very beginning. It's up to you. So we're just going to go in here. Now we're going to copy this bottom board and put it on the top. Okay. Same thing over here. Put that on the top. Okay, now what I'm going to do really quick is if I go over here and I turn on my foundation, you're going to see a space. That space is, well, should be 3.5. Bottom right, it says that pencil line is 3.5. Because this wall here is going to fit in behind this wall, okay? Just to kind of give you some insight into what's going on and why. So let's add our dimensions, like so. Try and add the dimensions that were provided for you. The thought was the dimensions you use are the dimensions that you will give. So here's our starting point, and there is our Wallboard height. Click. Bring that out. This is our wall height overall. Okay, bring it out there. And we're gonna go beginning to beginning here. Should be 1'4". And I'll do it a second time just to communicate that it's typical. Obviously with the exception of that last spacing. And let's go over here. And that is our 3.5. Yes, there it is. I'm not going to put the 1'4" again or the heights because that's assumed. I'll put our oddball space here, which is 9.5. Additionally, we're going to create our tags and place our boards and our dimensions in the tags. So let's turn off our basement floor, turn off our footing. So I have a little bit of a shadow over there, that's okay. So we now have just the stuff that we built now. So I'm going to start with, let's create our tags. So let's go with basement, interior, right wall. Enter. Let's make another tag. Basement, interior, right wall. Now it says there's already a tag, so, but we're going to call it dimensions. I would encourage you to try and give it that name, like where you're just adding dimensions, because if you look at the placement of your tags, it's one after another. That comes in handy. Okay, so we're just going to make our tags up here. So let's hold that control button down and go click on all our dimensions. And let's see, click. Let go of control, go to entity info, and it's currently not tagged. Scroll down to the dimension tag, and let's turn it off for now. Okay, so everything's out of the way. If you want, we can get rid of this stuff here. If it turns blue and doesn't disappear, that's okay. Basically, it's going to disappear next time you turn on your stuff. Okay, so okay, so let's just put this in its tag, entity info, and let's put it in, oh, it's in multiple tags, as it might be. So let's go and put that in the basement right wall. Okay, there we go, and it's disappeared. There we are. Okay, that's it.